Where's my music? Ah, yes. Hi, everyone. It's me, the angelic one. Here to welcome you from the grave. Oh, what am I talking about? We're in the post-game, boys and girls. So that means post-game stuff. Yay! Did we ever change the date? We didn't change it. No, we didn't change it. It's supposed to be 50. 50. I'm fixing that right now. Fixing. There we go. Alright, now, on with the show.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. We're live. Episode something. Do 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 do. Alright. So today in the battle plans we are going to do a bunch of the role quests that are out here. Things you might have missed so far. So far what we have is we have our red mage at level 100, so we can do the magical role quest. We have our marksman at level 100, so we could do our marksman fun. Hold on. Need to fix something real quickly. I guess these stay in there. There's level 90 stuff. Fine. And then finally, so yeah, we have the red mage, which is right here. We have our marksman, which is at level 100, and Viper is officially at level 100. We are definitely getting rid of this stupid shit. Like, he gets to hide it real well. I already got rid of his, but like his, like, sweet Jesus. Yeah, there we go. I didn't even mean to do that. There, we're gonna put that on. There you go. That's at least a little bit better than that gaudy thingy. Alright. So step one, we're gonna do this one first. Also, you'll see we have a bunch of quests over here. While we were offline, I was unlocking a bunch of stuff, so yeah. So we're gonna start off with Tsyun. Tsyun. Is that experience points? Damn it. I mean, hold on. Technically speaking, we can turn it in on the summoner. It's the only class I can do that on. Oh, hello. Did Mirk Uv send you to help recover our stolen treasure? Yes. Thank the heavens, and judging by your accoutrements, you've learned in the ancient arcane arts, yes? If so, you need your power and wisdom. That's me, Fist Punch! Truth be told, it is wisdom that is required the most. You see, even though the treasure has been guarded by our people for generations, we know little of its true nature. In ages past, the forests of our homeland were plagued with terrible beasts, a constant source of fear and danger. To combat this menace, our mages spent many moons researching the treasure known as the Perch of Apex. Upon unlocking its secrets, they were able to drive the monsters from the woods, bringing peace at last. With the threat all but eradicated, our forebears forbade any further use of the treasure and enshrined it within the village. As the years passed, we slowly forgot what it was to live in fear. Yet, as our struggles faded into memory, stories surrounding the Perch of Apex became legend, then myth, and now none living are certain of its true power. Yet the peace was shattered by members of the Passage of the Unbound. The villain whittled his way into our trust and then stole it upon my husband. The treasure-appointed guardian catch him unaware with the terrible blow that left him unconscious. He is yet to awaken, so my daughter, Tipiki, has set forth to retrieve the stolen. Unlike her father, she has no skill in the arcane arts and chose the path of the sword. That's why I've been seeking someone with the knowledge she lacks. Should the ancient powers be unleashed, please, if you could find it in your heart to help Tipiki, I'd be ever grateful. If there are mystical artifacts involved, count me in. My eye is dry. Oh, thank you, thank you. Now, only our clue as to the thief's whereabout is from something he mentioned during his stay at our village. He spoke of his desire to bring change to a place called Radatahan. That is where Tipiki decided to begin her search, so she boarded a ferry bound there, by the way of Limsa, with her trusted sword and shield close at hand. That's how you'll find her. She agreed to stay at Radatahan to gather information until aid arrived. I know nothing of the place, but it's likely she can be found in the marketplace of some sort. Please, bring our treasure and my daughter safely home. No, I'm just gonna kill your daughter and take the item and then cast spells with it. Level 90. Alright. While we're teleporting over there, I'm just gonna get a drink real quickly. I forgot to get a drink. 2 seconds. I promise. 2 seconds. I have drink. It's gonna be a lot of talking, so I definitely need a drink. I will die. The amount of talking I'm about to have to do. Alright. So we're back at Radatahan, huh? I guess this is her, huh? And her trusty sword and shield? She doesn't look like she belongs, so it must be her. Damn it! Oh, are you looking for me? Whatsoever for? Your mom sent me! Siegfried, and you say my mother sent you? I take it she's already explained the details, such as how we know next to nothing of the treasure and its capabilities. We have only the legends passed down through the forebearers to go on. They speak of a turtled owl that once terrorized the forest, whose soul is sealed within the perch of Apex. The tales have only become more vague as the mist of time obscured the treasure's origins. Even our village eldest members remembers naught but the ominous warnings uttered by those once wielding its magic. The master of the Apex shall be showered with good fortune, yet leave only a sorrow in its wake. Sounds like fun. It's clear that despite owing their safety to the Apex power, our forebearers viewed it as something to be feared. It must be truly immense. Now, on to the matter of the thief. Even during our brief acquaintance, he made plain his desire to bring change around Azahan. Naturally, I started the search here, and have been seeking anyone expressing dissatisfaction with the status quo. Sure enough, I soon heard of stories of a recent arrival, a self-styled savior of Radazahan who proclaims that he will lead the city to greatness and calls himself the Justicar. Justicar! He's apparently taken on the burden of personally exterminating the beasts which infest Thavnir's wilds. He made a great show of his claiming he alone is equal to the task. Meanwhile, he certainly draws a crowd with his boasting that only watch with morbid curiosity as he set off to the jungles alone. I realize that I could have nothing to do with our problem, but even the smallest lead must be pursued. I heard he often gives his speeches at the region's smaller settlements. So, shall we go to the Justicar ourselves? Affirming nod. It's decided. I hear that he's mad. Would be a good place to start. Hopefully, we can find our next crumb of clues. Thank God I have all these teleports and fast travels and everything. Oh, it's this way. Hi, boy. Siegfried, we're in luck. The boy saw the very man we seek. It seems he has given a grand speech about saving the people, claiming that danger lurks nearby before venturing forth to combat it alone. Yet the Radiant host could not well stand idly and truly be the best of beast afoot. So one of them followed him. All we need to do is pick up their trail. He ran towards the shroud, but you might be able to spot him by Kojudag's footsteps. You could see the whole forest from there. Thanks. You've been very helpful. So Siegfried, let's head there and see what we can see. Bye. Bye. I forgot to repair after. Do I need to repair? Yeah, a little bit. Everything else is repaired, right? Nope. My gunbreaker stuff is all messed up. I guess I did do some duty finding as a gunbreaker earlier. Where are we going to? Oh, up there. Oh, there was a third one. Boo! Siegfried, you have failed. Bump, bump, bump. Oh, it's the big monkey. Big monkey! Now then, let us begin our search. Since it's never actually seen the Justicar, I suggest we find the Radiant Host soldiers first. They do all wear similar armor after all. Oh no, that must be him. But what happened? We better get down there quickly. He's dead. Siegfried cast Raise spell.
Lee would have killed the kid.
Ah. Not to worry, Siegfried. He's unconscious, but otherwise appears unharmed. So is this fungus. Stabs fungus in throat. Oh. What happened? We came here to, we heard you came here in pursuit of the Justicar. Do you remember anything? Yes, I eventually found him. He was confronting the fiend that now lies dead. Alas, the Justicar graces Radazahan. I shall bring unending peace to this bedeviled land. You are brave to follow in my path. Few indeed possess the mettle to even consider a terror which threatens our home, let alone stand against them. Yet, courageous though you may be, you are far too weak to fell a beast so mighty. Quite the place with your life, while you are yet able. It's the fungus. I'm of the Radisson host. If I ran from such a meager prey, I would become a laughingstock. How bold to look death in the eye without unflinching. I doubt not your conviction to defend Radazahan, yet I believe it pales before mine. O Apex, bestow upon me thy divine might! Did you not heed my call? I require your power more than ever. Is something supposed to happen? Why, I am yet unworthy. Or mayhap, there is a button I must press. This is not what I expected. Stand aside, I'll dispose of the pest. Just give me a moment. Can I unlike this? I won't be made a fool. Come on, you moldy trinket work. Transform me into the hero of Radazahan. He brandished the idol and became wreathed in mysterious light, then boulders started falling from the sky. I recall only faintly, but I think I heard a man mumbling quite expectantly, as if he had come upon a sudden realization, or as if it was overtaken by madness. It seems he got away unscathed. Either he had an incredible stroke of luck, or whatever he was beseeching to actually answered. Then it's suspected that Justicar is the self-same thief who stole the perch of Apex. But no doubt he's long departed from here. First, I'll escort this fellow back to the mad and keep a close eye on him. Head wounds can be dreadfully... They actually can be. Hey, we're finishing the first one! The soldiers made his way to Radazahan. Hey, someone's speedrunning themselves to being banned off Twitch. Got it. The soldier made his way to Radazahan to make the formal report, and what an odd report it will be. His account seemed to align with the legends of the treasure's power. The wielder escaped unharmed and brought ruin to those around him. Could those falling rocks have been a freak accident? I am not sure. You won't believe it, he came back! Who came back? The Justicar? Yes, not long after you left. He said he beat up the monster that knocked out the Radiant, and he was laughing his head off. Did he really do that? Is he really stronger than the Radiants? Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Well, my mate can't stop talking about him. He wants to be just like the Justicar. His mom and dad weren't happy about that, though. I'd advise you and your friends to look at a different role model, but we thank you for telling us what happened. Bye. Bye. Well, there's one less fiend skulking about. I suppose he may have been simply testing the treasure's capabilities, and as far as we know, he's yet to use its power to evil ends. I find his motivation a mystery. To steal the perch of Apex by force, only to come here to Thavnir to use it for good, makes no sense. You've heard me tell the passage of the Unbound, yes? Many have ventured to claiming to be their victims, yet here they have to be saviors. If he had to be at such noble goals, then why did he stoop to such devious deceptions? What could he be plotting? But that's neither here nor there. He stole from my people, and this misdeed cannot be forgiven. The Perch of Apex helps us win peace, but it might, our forebears built the foundation of our lives now lead. Until recently it stood silent, a symbol of pride as a people. It reminds us of what we carved out a home within an inhospitable wilderness. Being trusted within its protection is a great honor. I was so proud of my father when the elders chose him, so proud to be his daughter. Yet, since the day was stolen, since the other villagers made their disdain towards him only too clear, I couldn't bear it. That's why I must get it back, to restore my village's pride of my father's reputation. There's still so much we don't know about the Justicar, but we have to assume he's learned to wield the Apex's power. I can't say whether those falling rocks had anything to do with it, but I won't discount it outright. I'll continue looking into the whereabouts. While we still have so many questions, with both of us working together, we'll find answers soon enough. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to decline. We're going to... Can I... Alright, so it has to be a caster. And get the XP for free! Look at that, 1,000,000 XP for my Arcanist. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's good. Where is my stuff? Where is my medication? It's hiding. One second, please. I dispose of medication into my gullet. Boop. Oh. There we go. Medication going. I was wondering where it went. I'm like, where is it? And it's right over there. It's hiding behind my monitor. Alright. God, we're just making a mess over here. Ah, Siegfried, I'm afraid there has been some developments that unless we are encouraging. News of the Justicar's actions has spread throughout the city, and with each retelling, his deeds become more valorous. The young citizen in particular seems to view him as something of an idol. Despite the creatures he hunts posing no real danger, he would paint them as mighty beasts in need of felling. Of course, Radiant hosts are far too busy to trouble themselves culling every pest and castaway sideways glance at the city's gates. It's just the car has twisted circumstances to his advantage. He proclaims that anyone who listens to the Radiant host shirk in terror before the beast, and that he's the only one who can eradicate them. Though you might expect such claims to be dismissed as wild ramblings, it seems no few people have fallen to his ploy. The whispers of his exploits among the youth have practically grown to a clamor. Yet, we mustn't be discouraged, for his increasing fame only makes it easier for us to sniff out his trail. And where better to start than Radazahan? I'll see you there. Hopefully we can turn in all the quests as Summoner. Because that might be enough to get a level off of it. Given how large the city is, let's split up and cover more grounds. Oop, and double clicked. I'm hardly such an expert at such concoctions though, so I'll seek advice of the High Crucible. While I'm doing that, I would ask you go to the Hall of the Radiant Host and see if there's any new information on the Justicar's whereabouts. Does that plan sound agreeable to you? Affirming nod. Great. Now, we both have tasks. Let us get to them. I'll meet back with you here once the business is done. Do. There's a door here, right? Hey, look! Story quest that I've never done. What are you? You are melee DPS? I mean, I guess I could do you now, finally. You're tank, and I guess you're healer, right? Yep. Oops. Ooh. Hello, friend. I'm tired of hearing about this Justicar. His popularity among the city's younglings is quickly becoming a cause for concern. Try as we might to refute his claims that the Radiant hosts are allowing monstrous beasts to run among the unchecked. You know how young minds are, impressionable and difficult to change once set. We initially disregarded him as a boastful eccentric, but his alarming sway over the populace can no longer be ignored. We are present considering whether to open a formal investigation into his activities. You and this ally of yours have done well to search this far. You even have the working theory about the falling stones. Quite impressive. Several of our numbers have encountered him during our patrols, only to lose sight of him under a hail of rocks. Such incidents have become all too frequently, and many of our ranks demand we act. For now, I'm afraid this is all the help I can offer. Please share what you could be told of, with your companion. Together, we may unmask the Justicar. Okay, so we killing him? Is that what I'm getting? Or you're gonna kill him? I'm all for this. Just straight kills him. Ah! The Justicar is no more. It's heartbreaking to know that the Radiant hosts are taking this so seriously. Thank you for speaking with them, Siegfried. I have good tidings as well. I explained the situation to the alchemists, and they proved that a powder that should help detect traces of magic of surrounding environments. I say help because the powder reacts only faintly to it on its own. To function properly, it requires the skill of a practice in the arcane arts. Luckily, I have you! I've committed the locations of all the sightings of the Justicar to memory, and the closest to us is the Perfumed Isles. Let us hope the perfume works as intended. Dun 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 do do do. Oh no, a level 80, what will I do? Look, a rock. The Justicar is sighted near here, and I don't see any other conspicuous stones around, so I sprinkle the powder over one. Now concentrate your focus on your inner eye, or whatever it takes to focus your power, and see that you can detect any unnatural forces. Ah! Do it. I like watching. I get real bashful. Oh. Nope, no good. He's dead. So, were you able to detect anything? I knew you could do this. So because there are no crystals in the rock, the energy you detect must be the remnants of some kind of spell. Is that right? And taking the story of the Radiant we rescued previous accounts, we conclude that Justicar uses the treasure to call the stones down from the sky. At least we now have an inkling to its true nature. Even so, not every question has been answered. The Radiant told us that even as the Justicar stood before the creature, he seemed to have trouble calling forth the apex power at first. My father once said that the perch of the apex is much like a wand he used to weave his magics. Of course, the main difference between them is the unique nature of the essence stored within the treasure. I know little of the arcane instruments, but you must be quite familiar with them. How do you use yours? I rely on sheer willpower. I'm a badass. Look at me. Ah! I see. If determination is intent on what is required, I dare say the Justicar has a share, if little else. Even with all the fervent yelling, it took a while for the rocks to appear from the sky. I suppose the perch of the apex possesses some unique method of activation. Activation. When I spoke to the representative of the other tribes about the treasure, no one mentioned special techniques being required. Not that the relic should have such a common to begin with. You too. Did you see Ari girl pass through here by herself? I'm afraid not. What happened? Wait, I recognize you both. The hero of the final days and our recent visitor from... Apologies for your impersonation, but I must beg your assistance. It is all the Justicar's fault. The girl said she was off to join the Fool's Crusade and ran out to Yulamad before anyone could stop her. Her mother begged us to find her, but if she's following the Justicar, she could be anywhere. You see, he's been sighted at locations scattered all over Thabanar. We can't just stand here looking at rocks while the girl is in danger, especially if the Justicar is involved. We have to help. Affirming nod. That'd be much appreciated. We're searching places where the Justicar has been spotted before, so perhaps you could start where he hasn't been seen. Good idea. As far as I know, he hasn't been seen in the northern shores. Come, Siegfried! I'm like a dog. Come! I'm way the hell up there, huh? I got it that time. Oh no. Bad guys are afoot. Are you okay, little girl? They're fighting, so I came as fast as I could. It's a good thing you arrived in time to save the girl. Thank you, mister. Thank you. Are you the Justicar? I'm just glad you're safe. But your mother must be worried sick. You shouldn't wander off like that, especially not to look for a trickster like the Justicar. What? You mean he's a bad man? Yes, exactly. He stole an important treasure from my village, and now he's using it to make himself look brave. But he needs to kill the monsters to protect us. It's no excuse for stealing. He might have fooled you younglings, but the Radiant Host knows what he's up to. But he said he'd save us from the monsters. He's our hero. The Radiants said we shouldn't be scared, but we all know the Justicar is the one who keeps us safe. We don't need the Radiant anymore. No hero can save the world alone. I should know. I got this crystal that can summon 7 other heroes. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said bad things about the Radiant. They protect us every day in the final days. I guess I forgot how much they care about us. I'm sorry too. I should have spoken to you like that after all you've been through. You said the Justicar is a thief and a trickster, but I hope it's not true. He's my hero. Well, I best escort her back to I'm mad. I'll meet you there later, Siegfried. The girl and her mother are reunited, and I think we can both give ourselves a pat on the back. They're on the way now to inform the Radiant Host of all that as well. I would like to apologize for before. I let my emotions get the better of me. And Hangrara, that poor girl, when she was hardly to blame for anything. I really should have been scolding myself. Huh? Siegfried, there's something I neglected to tell you before. The man, who now calls himself the Justicar, came to us in guise of a worldly merchant. He was eager to ask about the Perch of Apex and its history. I was equally eager to tell him, not even considering what he might do with the information. I'm so proud of my father and being appointed the guardian. I suppose I was trying to impress this stranger out of sheer vanity. That vanity led to my father being attacked and the treasure being stolen from under our nose. I have no choice but to make amends for this mistake and bring it back. Yet some are convinced that the Justicar acts only to serve the greater good. I couldn't accept that he might not be as rotten as I thought, and lashed out at the wrong person. From now on, I can't let my emotions cloud my judgment. I must remain calm and look at the facts for what they are, and the facts say that the Justicar has done no harm to the people of Thavnair. Even so, the organization he serves, the Passage of the Unbound, is evil to its core. If his actions of my village are not villainy, I don't know what is. The situation is fraught with contradictions. I still don't know what to think. What about you, Siegfried? Even if he hasn't attacked anyone, his actions are stirring unrest. Which is true. I agree. He speaks of justice and heroism and great bluster, but yet there's something we're missing. Thank you, Siegfried, for your wise words. I assume you find it difficult to keep my heart from skewing into perspective, so I'm grateful that you're here to help me see clarity. So, it seems our objective is unchanged. We track down the man who stole the people whose sacred treasure. Whatever his intentions may be, unraveling this comes secondary to finding the man himself. I'll continue to pour my every efforts into search, to stop by from time to time, and I may have something new for you to share with you. Alright, so we're going to decline. Switch over. Oh, it won't let me. Boo! 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 Fine. No XP for me. Siegfried, I hope you've done well. Since last we spoke, the Justicar has been busy felling fiends all across Avenir, leaving a trail of witnesses behind in his wake. More than a few have purported seeing stones falling from the sky, which all but confirms our theory the treasure is causing the phenomenon. The stories share one more particular commonality. It seems the pests he's hunts have all been a seedkin variety. Why he avoids beasts of the flesh and blood is yet a mystery. It bears mentioning that each of these eyewitness accounts came from people who were rescued by the Justicar, who invariably appears just as these creatures attack. In fact, the Justicar has been there to save the day in every single instance of seedkin related mischief. Awfully suspicious if you ask me, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. So among the Radiant hosts have suggested that the Justicar is planning an assault somehow, so he alone can reap the glory from thwarting them. I agree, and think that this should be our next avenue of investigation. Many of these incidents occur near the Giant Skull grounds, so we should start our search there. If we can find out these monstrous plants before it finds helpless prey, we may be able to shed light on the Justicar's methods. Time is of the essence, so let us leave at once. Do. I did spend down my crystals, right? Yeah. I should have just teleported up here. What is wrong with me? Thank God I'm getting all this money. I've gotten 100,000 back of the 400,000 I spent on gear. Look, I'm working on paladin stuff. Because it's level 32 and he's going to need gear when he hits 50. I've never built any of the tanking stuff because Gunbreaker starts higher than 50. Any moving bushes? Slithering vines? Not here. In any case, Siegfried, I'll search the western path. Why don't you search the east? Affirming nod. If you see something, don't strike to kill, weaken it. Capture with these ropes. We'll learn as much as we can from a live specimen. Okay. Live specimen. Did you give me the key item? Yep. Okay. Oh, you had to drop him basically to no health. Alright. My Capra Gem. My pet. Come, pet. I see plenty of fauna roaming around, and the fauna all seem to be rooted to the ground. Variety. Perhaps my hunch was incorrect. Look! Roar! You found one. In fact, this is exactly the eyewitness described. Why don't we keep it for the time being? Bring it to the great work, and I'll ask my acquaintance there to examine it with all haste. Doo-doo. Damn it. Fell in the water. Mr. Peaky has told me what to expect. Well then, let's see the thing. Rawr! Oh, I didn't expect it to be so diminutive. If Mr. Stepiki's intuition is correct, then I expect some interesting discoveries are at store. Shoves it in the machine. You brought me quite a fascinating specimen indeed. I have to say that for certain the creature's growth isn't natural in the slightest. Biologically, it's still but a sapling, as you could tell by its size, yet it's results of the specific alchemical mixture which is used to spurn the growth of the seeds and melt it into an unnatural degree. The agent has a side effect of making the creature more aggressive, which explains why such a small specimen would be boldly being attacking larger than itself. Yet the solution requires ingredients most rare, and the cost of procuring enough to synthesize would be beyond the means of most. So whoever is behind this is likely well healed. As for the creatures themselves, if they were all grown artificially, perhaps this explains why most of the incidents involve small seedkin. Rather than wait for them to mature naturally, the Justicar must have been accelerating their growth so that they could deploy huge numbers over a short span of time. In fact, his plan likely requires that they be small, weak foes in order to guarantee his victory. After all, the greater the Justicar can handle by expectedly to bear the blemish of defeat. With these new details brought to light, it's almost certain that he's staging these attacks on the common folk. Now we have a new perspective to guide our search. Perhaps you should return to Mad. I hear the Justicar is in talks with the village, and they doubtless have stories to share. A splendid idea. Thank you for your findings. Have brought us a step closer to unmasking this villain. Bye! Bye! Let's hurry to Mad. The more accounts that we have of the Justicar, the better our chances of predicting his next move. Like punching him in the face. Uno momento, por favor. Do. Come on, computer. Be nice to me. We're good friends, right, computer? There we go. We're good friends, right? I feed you. I feed you power and data. You feed me entertainment. This is the deal we have. Alright. My plug for my phone was not working. I looked over, I was like, why is my phone not charging? And so the plug that runs underneath my computer, like, was just like, alright, peace out, Cub Scouts. So I had to pull it so I could replug it back in. That's what happens when you get a USB-C cable that comes from the company is definitely not long enough, so you put an extension. Oh, rest assured, the Radiant host is well aware of the Justicar. Every day we receive more reports of him combating beasts and the surrounding wildlife. These encounters are never on well-traveled roads, it seems. They occurred in remote regions that were scarcely patrolled, along routes that are only used by a small number of merchants and porters. We concluded that Justicar either has uncommon knowledge of the behavioral patterns of these creatures, or he keeps a close company with the merchants who travel those obscure paths. Or both. I mean, quite possibly can be both. Don't tell me you've come chasing a half-baked savior. The younglings might be taken by the honeyed words, but anyone with experience can see that nothing but a charlatan, and I have a story to prove it. A merchant I know took a tumble when he was transporting the goods. Not long after he comes the Justicar, looking chivalrous as he pleased in his shining armor. But did he offer a helping hand? No. He ran off nary a glance backwards. He may go on about slaying beasts, but no real hero would never ignore someone in need, even if it were just the suffering of a scraped knee and a bruised ego. I don't know. Did Siegfried stop for a man with a scuffed knee? Oh, you're hungry to learn more of the Justicar? He's amazing. I was lucky enough to catch a glimpse of him in the road leading here, facing down a fearsome creature. I don't know how he did it, but he called down the rocks from the sky to knock that thing flat. The Radiant hosts were away on patrol, so if he didn't come to our rescue, the brute would have marched right into our homes. He shouted that he was the savior of Radazahan and even waved at me. Oh, he looked so impressive in the sun shining behind him. Wow, that's a thing, I guess. Behold me! What's trying to open up? Alright. Siegfried, do you have a moment? I have a little trouble here. I sought this merchant out because I was told that he dealt with the alchemists in the Great Work. I thought he might know something with Justicar, but when I asked him, well, he's been like this ever since. I apologize. I was just surprised that you would ask me about that madman. What connection could he possibly have with me? The fiends he fights are grown by rare alchemical materials, and we think he may be staging these encounters. Since you deal with such wares, I wonder if you might know how he came to their possession. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I've never spoken to that man. I very much doubt that. Perhaps he'll be more receptive to questioning from you, Siegfried. Are you him? Come now. Any merchant with a nose for profit has good relations with the alchemists. By your way of thinking, any one of us could be in league with a visitor. Verizon, you said. Who is that, may I ask? What did I? No, that's not my name. I'd be a fool to continue this charade any longer. My son, Verizon, is the one you know as the Justicar. To be suddenly confronted with his litany of misdeeds, I quite lost my composure. You're his father? Then do you know how he came to possess such a rare materials and knowledges? He stole them from me. My most valuable materials and my most precious maps. Yet I was the one who chose to hide that fact and bear the blame of the consequences. What can you tell me about him as a person? Virazon was obsessed with the tales of legendary heroes even from a young age. I paid a great deal of money to have him tutored in the art of the bow. He is quite skilled at it. In fact, but not quite as skilled as his arrogance led him to believe. Due to this, and perhaps a lack of ambition, he never aspired to true greatness. Instead, he came to rely upon forceful equipment and exotic potions rather than honing what he may skilled. It pained me to see him fall for his delusionist, but he could have broke into my counsel. So, several years ago, I gave him enough coin to support his lavish lifestyle and told him never to speak with me again. He didn't, until recently, when he darkened my doorstep once more. And that was when he stole your goods? Although I would have wrongfully given them to him if he asked. He was rambling almost incoherently, saying that his heroic deeds as the Justicar had caught the eye of someone named Afyaya, leader of the Passage of the Unbound, whoever they are. He claimed that under the guidance of his newfound allies, he'd been obtained a great power enough to eclipse all heroes who had ever come before him shall come after. And he put it, it seems to give what money he still has to these people. To think that all for a fascinating word, he has only designed to grasp to a hollow glory, all to the expense of Radazahan. There is no great shame as a father. Given what we know of his shadowy group, they most likely aim to sow discontent throughout Vern's deed. He may be so blinded by his own desire for adoration that he cannot see whose hands are pulling his strings. You're saying that he's being used? If that's true, then I can no longer remain silent. Despite what shame it may bring, I see now that sharing my story might be the only way to save my son. Indeed, I suggest you tell the Radiant Hood at once. Of course, we'll be pouring our every effort into stopping him. Thank you for giving my direction. I didn't imagine our meeting would end this way. Truth be told, I'm not entirely unsympathetic towards I I basked in my father's reflection of glory, while having none of my own to speak of. The glory of Rrrr seeks is similarly false. I, too, shall visit the radiant host and have them spread word of the Justicar's true nature. If the people are wise to his trickery, they will be far more likely to aid us. He'll soon learn what the legends built on land. Sniff, 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 sniff. Greetings, Siegfried. Berens's father has been as good as his word and has confessed the truth of his son's actions to whomever will listen. Even among the younglings far-flung Justicar's praise, the tide is turning in our favor, and the Radiant Host has been making ready to tighten the net. Speaking of which, they have a curious news to share. They've been examining the stones left behind by the Justicar and noticed a pattern. They were all varieties of rocks commonly found near the sites of each encounter. For instance, near the Giant Stalk grounds, the Justicar seems to have called down a hail of what else is Giant Skull. I have my own theories about what this means, but I'd like to hear your thoughts, Siegfried. Safe to say, the artifact doesn't create the rocks from nothing. Indeed, the purse of the apex likely lifts whatever stones are nearby and brings them crashing down to the earth. If our suspicions are correct, we're the one step closer to unraveling the mystery. But despite our favorable development, Justicar's popularity seems at a problem. Even with the recent blow to his credibility, his most adherent followers still idolize him. In fact, I hear he's handing letters to the youth of Radazahan. Through their content are closely guarded secrets. All the more reason to investigate, don't you think? Once we get to Radazahan, if I question the people about the marketplace, could you cover the city's western market? There are his youngling followers that tend to gather. After we've collected enough information, let's meet back and share our findings. See you again at Radazahan. Rosadian. Ethernet. What's up, son? Justicar gave me an invitation himself, only to for some thief to snatch it right out of my hands. Huh? You believe Justicar too? Well, I didn't have a chance to read the whole letter before it was stolen, but he's gathering his most devoted for a special audience. The bastard who stole my invitation is clearly up to no good. He's even muttered something about getting revenge, but who could have done something to someone so noble? Oh, you're the one who's always following that Picky around. I heard she's spreading rumors about the city's savior. I won't let her harm his reputation any more than she already has, so I have nothing to say to her lapdog. When did I become a lapdog? Yeah, I know about the letters. Me and my friends didn't get one, though. The grown-ups are angry if we talk about the Justicar. But guess what? I heard Zal's talking about him over in Yum 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 and Yum Yum. He had a big grin on his face too. Does that mean the Justicar isn't a bad man like the grown-ups say? Ooh. Teleport. Hey guys, want some tacos? Haha, it's true what they say. A fool and his gill are soon spoiled. Huh? What? If it isn't one of the heroes of the final days? This isn't about the map I sold your companion, is it? You'll find that it points ways to the vaults of out of the third, exactly as described. I may have employed a few creative methods to entice my customers, but what merchant doesn't? Not here about the map. You're not? But of course. Why would you be? Ha 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 ha! Well, what can I do for you, you vaunted heroes? You have to adjust the car. Your choice of query is unusual, to say the least. But perhaps I can help you along. A young man came asking for a map to open the way to Usener. I sold him every map I had, assuring him that one he needed was among them. I suppose he found it. As far as I hear, these letters from what he's handed out contain a copy of the map. I dare say the young fellow was a Justicar himself, and he's planning a clandestine meeting in the oozing canals. Mind you, it appears he has no shortage of enemies. No doubt they'll try to interfere. Thankfully, Radazahan isn't known for his large-scale criminal organizations, but that hasn't kept the less scrupulous citizens from dirtying their hands when times is desperate. From what I hear, Bennett's seeking to rob the trade caravans keep running into the Justicar during his failed field of exploits, causing their raids to end in failure. Like it or not, they'll try to infiltrate his group of followers and settle the score. And that's where my knowledge of the matter ends. If you're wondering where the meeting place is, all I remember is that it is a spot marked on the copied maps somewhere in the Shroud of Shom Yum Yum Num. So, does that answer your queries? I'll just run. Like the same distance, or almost the same distance. Those in support of the Justicar don't seem surprised when I told them his misdeeds, but still they are reluctant to betray him. In short, I've had no luck. What about you? Canals! He's in the canals! Your investigation abilities never cease to amaze me. As for the gathering of his planning, I expected some scheme to prop up his flagging popularity. Even so, many of his devotees are younglings, ill-equipped to make the perilous journey to the meeting place. If they've any sense, rather than attempt to travel there directly, they'll stop at the settlement along the way to rest and confirm the route. You said the map led to the Shroud of Shinyam, yes? That means Palakistan is the closest settlement. I hear many took refuge there during the final days, and it's now a bustling town in its own right. The arrival of many more people would handily raise brows, making it a perfect place to avoid unwanted attention while they make ready. We should head there before leaving for the final leg of our journey. I was right, Siegfried. Many of the youths are carrying pieces of parchment. Those must be the letters. Yet it seems my reputation has preceded me. Our suspected followers clearly avoid me whenever I approach them. Still, we can use this to our advantage. None of them would dare leave Palakistan, while their risk I might follow her after. I'll keep watch over the commonings of going, but we'll make sure to leave obvious lying spots. If one of our Justicar followers attempts to escape the village, I need you to go after them. Now, find the vantage point where you can afford. Okay, so we're gonna... Oh my god, am I gonna have to, like, follow someone in my what you call it again? In my whale. All right, follow the young man. Well. Nope, no one's following you. Nope, no one here. Completely safe. Don't mind the giant whale on the rock. Perfectly safe. The whale. Portal should be nearby, and then I'll finally meet him. What? You're the hero who saved the final days. What are you doing here? I want to meet him! So you're working alongside the woman in the village. I've heard about the rumors she's spreading, but I had no idea she enlisted your aid. Justicar saved me, you see. I was transporting goods with a local merchant who was too miserly to even hire a proper escort. A ferocious creature ambushed me, but my savior appeared from nowhere and saw me off the beast. I owe him my life. That's why I came here, see if there's the truth to the rumors. But now I understand I'm over my head. I'm going back home. Here, you can have the map. I trust you'll take the measure of the Justicar and share the truth with us all. Bye. Siegfried, I found you by your glowing blue sword. It was really easy to see. Thank you. Thanks for watching for the shadows, but I was afraid my presence might have startled the lad. I was able to hear what he said, and though his gratitude towards the Justicar seemed genuine, I dare say the other followers seemed similarly. Well, now that we have the map of our own, let's open the portal to confront Vrzen. What a sight. Did the treasure cause this? Oh my! Is the hero who saved Radazan, nay, the world itself. I never expected someone so valiantly to attend my audience, but I am an honored nonetheless. Enough of your games! Stop this madness at once! After giving such a warm welcome, there are my thanks I get. While 'tis true that I was once known by that name, 'twas merely a guise I wore until I discovered my true self. As long as I am the masked hero of Radazan, I shall not suffer any to call me Verzon. But that is your name, isn't it? Why don't you drop the act and try being a true hero? A true hero, you say? Indeed. Perhaps casting aside this mask is the price I must pay for adoration I am due. Very well, my name shall ring through Radazan. Let me know that the Justicar is Verazan, and Verazan is the Justicar. What are you saying? You unleashed the perch of the apex upon your own followers? You know its name? Wait, I remember you. The girl of Dawntrail, yes? Your village artifact is not discriminating in its wrath. Some among my followers harbored wicked intentions, and it brought sorrow upon my enemies. The true heart caught the aftermath were merely unfortunate. But they believed in you, even though you tricked them. What kind of hero are you? Time to die, bitch! You too would oppose me? I had thought that my fellow saviors you might find some common ground, yet I would seem that it's destined to walk a different path. Now face the unknown peril. A great fever rages within me. However, here is not where I shall match wits. No! A more fitting battleground is in order. We will meet again soon. You have my word. Ah, shut up. Gah! She hit him with a rock. Oh, God. Oh, she hit him with the rock still. So can you tell us what happened here? He gathered us all around and made a grand speech, claimed he was the hero that would drive back the floods of the fiends threatening Thavnir. And then he spoke of his anger at the recent rumors. He told us to go forth and repair his damaged reputation so that the people would love him again, and he became quite impassioned, in fact. As for the two, we were here to teach him a lesson, biding our time until the back was turned, but we couldn't stomach his self-righteous drivel any longer. He acts like he's God came to grace Thavnir, but most people have grown to wise to his tricks, including the Radiant Host. We stepped forward and told him as much, then demanded that he admit he's been pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. That's when he started waving that thing about. He soon learned that the rumors of his powers were true, and the rocks started falling down around us. Even us true believers were not spared. There was nowhere to run. The Justicar said such power cannot be fettered, and that sacrifices are unavoidable. And all the while, he was laughing. We pleaded with him for mercy, but that just made him angrier. He flourished the object and yet more rocks assailed us. It was horrible. Stones big and small raining down endlessly until you two appeared, that is. Thanks for you telling me what happened. I only wish we could have arrived sooner. Now, just set things straight. It was you two who brandished your weapon first, yes? Well, I don't deny that, but we were only trying to bring the truth of his misgivings to light, though we mustn't have had a personal score to settle on top of that. Before I left Palakistan, I asked Radiant hosts they are to look out for anyone returning from the wilderness. I suggest you head there and seek their aid. While you're there, share with them what you told us, and as for the pair of you, don't even think about running away or you'll have us to deal with. No! Hee-hee! Everyone is returned from the care of the Radiant host. As for the ruffians who meant to attack it seems to have a history of violence for which they are soon to answer. Several among his followers dealt serious wounds, but we can be grateful that none of them lost their lives. Exactly the old stories describes. The master of the apex shall be showered with good fortune, yet leave only sorrow in their wake. The part about sorrow certainly seems to come true at least, but we can hope that spell over the people will be broken at last when word of his transpired here becomes common knowledge. Let that buoy of our spirits and return to yelling Yamadid. Well, that certainly was an ordeal, although got away. We look upon back upon this transpired as plan of our next course of action. It appears that the treasure takes rocks from the surrounding environment and makes them rain down upon the wilderness surrounding. However, the power seems to be somewhat haphazard. While himself wasn't struck, the boulders assailed friends and foe alike. Something else has been nagging me as well. The stones we saw at the canals seem quite a bit larger than the others. I don't know what to make of it, but I will get you some ideas. We still don't know exactly how he's controlling the Apex ability either. We must focus on these mysteries and we continue our investigation. As for himself, we must... he was just as his father said, wasn't he? His so-called heroism is empty charade. Like the child playing being hero from the storybooks. He seems motivated by his vain desire to gain the love of the people, yet cares for nothing for their well-being. He learned this lesson enough, though. None will sing his praises after word has happened of using our spreads. Even he must know this. I worry that his deception will drive him worse misdeeds. If the treasure is used for reckless abandon, it could cause untold harm. I must discuss with the Radiant host. Together, we might be able to capture before he attempts anything drastic. Stand by for now, Siegfried. I'll be in touch the moment I have anything to share. Affirming nod. Roast roar. It seems Verizon has been laying low since our last encounter. I'm sad to say, however, that my investigation has uncovered a little, but still, there is cause to celebrate, for I received a letter from my mother with good tidings. My father has finally awakened from his grievous wounds dealt to him by roar. He's well enough to travel to Dawntrail. In fact, and may have already arrived. Of course, I'd love nothing more than go to him, but I plead not to return until I had a purse of the apex in hand. Besides, I'm soon to depart with the Radiant host to try and sniff out his whereabouts before he acts out of desperation. That's why I asked you to go in my stead. As the treasure's guardian, no one living has more knowledgeable about the history than him. If you share with him all that has transpired since we began our search, he may be able to point out something that we've missed. I know it's a lot to ask, Siegfried, but it's the safety of Thavnir depends on it. And please, give my family my regards. My mother should be able to tell you where in Dawntrail my father is staying. Once you're finished, let us meet in the Aethery Plaza in Radazahan to share what we've learned. Oh, it's down here. Do. Oh, it's Siegfried, but I don't see Tepeki with you. Did you come alone? I'm glad to hear the letter arrived safely and that Tepeki seems to be as tenacious as ever in search. Her father, Nestes, is already arrived here in Dawntrail, but he has barely stayed for even one place since. He seems desperate to help Tepeki from a distance in whatever he can. He told me he was traveling to plane in search of information, and he's assured me that he was quite vital. If you wish to speak with him, he's doubtless in that area. Man, this expansion with its names, man. Wee. Oh, it's up here. What the hell? Oh, this is the... Let's do this real quickly. Forgot I was working on the quest for the different dungeons. There we go. Alright, back to what I was doing. No, Nesty! I'm a badass red mage. I'm here to save you. Thank you, traveler. I overexerted myself. I recently recovered from a severe injury and was a fool to confront such a beast alone. So, you're the Siegfried I heard so much about. I owe you many thanks for all you've done to recover the Perch of Apex. News of your progress in Thavnir is most heartening. Despite my position as guardian, I never knew it could rain down stones from the heavens. Since arrival in I've done what I can to shed light upon the neural seal with the treasure. After the nation Troll was unified, some left our village to build new homes in the city. I sought them out to see if they knew anything about its use. Unfortunately, none could offer insight of the treasure's magics, but one of them told me that owls lurking around this place. And since the Verdel seal within the Perch of Apex was once an owl, it seemed logical to pursue such a quandary. I thought perhaps I could glean something about the ancient beasts from their behavior. Like it is not, some fundamental aspects remain the same even after information. I've been having heard your accounts. There is no fundamental difference that stands out. As far as I'm aware, no owl native of these lands possesses the ability to hurl rocks, large or otherwise. No doubt the Terral gained this power gaining its metamorphosis. I do believe, however, that it would remain an owl's core instinct that one you fought didn't strike up unprovoked. Instead, it watched me from afar with fear in its eyes. While this is a normal behavior for most animals, it was surprised by how suddenly it descended upon me the moment I started approaching. Owls prefer to fight rather than run. Oh, God, stretch. There we go. I had the same thought. The owl tends to treat the chosen to confront it rather than run from it. And the same impulse may have driven the Indeed, this correlation that was something I heard from one of our countrymen who've been relocated. He spoke of the continuation of the tales passed down from the elders. No hunter arrow could fell the apex. It was struck down in a storm of its own wrath, made wild by the heart of fright. Thus was the seal the way at last. Now, judging from the owl's behavior, I can theorize that the treasure is activated when the bearer senses danger. In accordance with the story, this power can easily get out of hand if its bearer is panicked. Of course, this theory must be tested first. Brrr was certain to use the Perch of the Apex again. When he does, ask that you and Topeki pay special attention to the circumstances leading to its activation. Wow, Stephen. You have my many thanks. Though that I am to admit it, I've yet to recover from my long convalescence, and I will only be burdened to you. I wish I could aid my daughter in another way, but you more than make up for my absence. Please, lend her every bit of knowledge you have, Siegfried. I pray that my daughter will soon return home and treasure in hand. Hey, no problem. Hi, flying bird. Bye, flying bird. $2,000. Siegfried, you just came in time. Version has shown his face in Radazahan. You can tell me about your journey later. For now, come with me. Are you surprised? Thanks to the sage counsel of my fellow heroes, I have decided to doff my mask. Although my face may be unfamiliar, I believe you know who I am. I was once the Justicar, but now you may call me Vurzan. A Thavnir protector, its savior, its hero! You may have heard my salacious rumors that I have orchestrated the very attacks which I also valiantly driven back. That I have been behind the catastrophe of the Yuvnir canals. I am here to assure you that those are false aspirations, all cast by those who adverse to those befetters. I give my life for the fair city and its people, and I would give more still if I could. What should we do? It might be best to lock him up before he gets out of hand. Wait, we don't want him raining rocks down on all these bystanders around. For now, keep a careful eye on him. All I ask is for your respect, your admiration, a dream held by all, by realizing only by a few. And I would be the one of those few. I have proven myself worthy of being your savior, and now with the entire city watching with bated breath, I should declare my intent to reach even higher. Yes! For I can protect you all from better as a ruler, I shall retire the mantle of hero and take up the crown as King of Razahan. You think the dragon's gonna let that happen? The bastard's gone mad! I wield power unassailable. With me on their throne, you would never again have cause to fear. All would live in peace, all would show me love, and would shout to the heavens, and for the love would spring a new Radazahan, a greater Radazahan. Enough of your lies. The power you wield protects none but yourself. To everyone else, it brings only ruin. Of course, the road to greatness is ever paved with necessary sacrifices. Yet so long as the ruler lives, Radazahan shall know not but prosperity. Just waiting for, you know, a certain dragon to just like land, eat him. Small rock hits the dragon on the head. He's like, ow. The hell was that? Burps out the guy dead. It's like, yeah, what the hell, man? You think you're better than Master Vircha? He bore the city and its people on his back, and while you look fit to collapse under the weight of your own armor. No, leader, you're a damn joke. Oh, does this man speak for you all? Is not one among you who would follow me to a brighter future? Ah, but I am nothing but a Magnus. Until you find the wisdom to accept me as ruler, I shall continue to stand vigilant as your eternal shield. Stop this, Virazahan. You're only making things worse for yourself. Can't you see you've become the laughingstock? Keep up this facade and answer for your sins. Do so now, and the Radiant Host may yet grant you mercy. My sins? Are you not the one poisoning the people against me? Do you worst, I dare you. I will only make me more powerful. I don't know what is in your heart, but please, end this madness, end it, and return to me, my son. Don the hat of justice. Don't get any closer. You too. Why are you? Whoa! Don't. Right here, there's no telling how many innocents will be wounded. Pathetic as ever. I tire of your farce. I have declared my intent to become King of Radazahan. As for you two, this is no place to battle between heroes. We shall meet again, mark my words. and then we shall decide who's mightier. We can't risk confrontation in the city. You're right, of course. As much as I hate to see walk free, we've yet to ascertain the extent of his powers. For now, we must abide our time. I noticed that despite all the proclamations of love for his people, he didn't even look back at them as he retreated. Perhaps he couldn't bear the look them in the eyes, or one of them at least. Daddy, no! Daddy, why are you trying to kill me? Oh, that was a disaster. Virgin is truly lost. At the very least, he's committed himself to the foreign unrest of Adazahan. And although he's my son, I cannot condone his actions. His words are grand but empty, and the ridiculous armor is nothing more than gaudry decoration. He's truly embodiment of false heroism. What's more, the latest debacle has surely made him a criminal in the eyes of the Radiant host. All I can do now is beg them to grant my son a small decree of clemency. Before you go, may I ask you something? After called down the rocks, did you see any expression? I thought it peculiar, but I'm curious as to what his father saw in his face. It was a familiar look. When I used to scold him for losing himself in make-believe, he would get the same cast in his eyes. A particular rage, as if he was resenting me for pulling him out of his retrieve and into a harsh reality. He hasn't changed. Apologies, but I must go. Just a thought, even clad in shining armor, he can't bear to be told no. And now his childish games have been a mischievous turn. But for now, we should turn to Mad. I still have yet to hear what you've learned from Tlololo is all. Now that you have some room to breathe, I'd like to hear about your journey to Tlololo. Did my father have anything to share? I'm heartened to know that he's well enough to be chasing owls and such, though I wish he'd taken more care. Thank you for saving him and for bringing the theory concerning the treasure. If it's really triggered by a sense of impending danger, then it might explain why I had trouble using it the first time. He wasn't truly afraid of this small fungi until it was almost upon him. It also explains how he can wield the apex power despite having no training in magics. He responds to emotions, not intent. So much is falling into place. He goaded the Radiants into apprehending him because he knew the threat would be answered. You saw how nonchalantly he quit the plaza, almost as if he's defying someone to stop him. Pearson truly believes himself to be untouchable. I think his words and deeds align with the theory well enough. As for the curious fragments of the story, it seemed to imply that the lost control in a panic. Perhaps it's the strength grows in proportion to the danger sense, and when the danger is too great, well, you saw what happened in Uver Canals in Radazahan. You were present both times and were where others were wished versus ill. At both times we saw stones much larger we've seen before. But I understand why he's so eager to face you. An opponent of your caliber will strike fear in Vera's very core, and that fear will summon a power greater than any he's ever known. Power enough to bring a hero to his knees. Or so he thinks, but we know better. We'll use the arrogance to our own advantage and bring him crashing down to earth. Although we may have concerned the falling rocks for a time, it is a straight fight he'll be outmatched, so we must strike fast and we strike hard, until the fancy armor is nothing more than a mangled steel. Although you may prefer to put your foes to sleep or whatnot, we know that he has an arsenal of alchemical concoctions at his disposal. That's why I suggest a bit of good old-fashioned brute force. While you unleash your most fearsome destructive spells, I'll be your shield. Don't ever think of holding back. Fist punch! I look forward to fighting by your side. Now, we simply have to find a suitable arena. I shall consult the Radiant Host for a location. Once it's decided, we'll confront for the final time. Ooh. You'll be pleased to know the Radiant Host has been most helpful in finding a place fit for a duel. When I saw it, even I believed that our encounter would be one of the songs. Speaking of which, it seems your name is on the lips of all the sundry. The people already consider you a true savior, Radazahan, and believe you bring deceit to justice. We apologize for putting you so much weight on your shoulders, but something tells me you're used to it. The final showdown shall take place in the mountain pass, leading to Kadaga, where the great crystal will stand witness to the conclusion, susceptible romantic, and susceptibly isolated. Radiant Host has spared word throughout Thavnir that a hero is arisen to challenge Vasnir, and his pride will force him to answer. The entrance to the pass is the grounds. I'll head there at once to await your arrival. Fist punch! Oh, so up there. Okay. Alright, here we go. Cherry Hair has an open way towards Verkana. I'm certain the Verizon will arrive long before, and then we'll wipe the arrogant grin off his face. But first, we should check our gear and grind our loins. Be ready, Siegfried. Item level 680. What is my item level anyway? Oh, I'm above that. There he is. Though the cragged peaks of desolate winds blow over the field of battle, oh, what a fitting location you have chosen for the conclusion of this legendary rivalry. It was right. not to face you before, and envious insulted to the struggle between titans. Now my patience has been rewarded, and my heart races in anticipation. I knew you'd answer our challenge. You would never be able to stomach the people calling you craven. Such boldness in the face of impending doom. Have you not realized by now that so long as I wield the perch of Apex, I am invincible? I'll soon put that to the test. You rely too much on stolen power. It deludes you. You claim to be the savior of the people, but they have seen you through your lies. Even your own fathers can't bear a look at you. You're nothing but a small man hiding within a hollow facade of a hero. And today we tear down the facade. Will you now? You may have the medal, but have you the pursuance to claim the mantle of hero? My mantle! Unbound version the Deceiver. He's an archer, but not a bard. That's why he never got so good. Time for words that pass. Follow my lead. Oop. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. No. I'm killing you. Oh, God. Duty complete! Is he dead? Or is he playing dead? It's so cold. Now to take back the treasure. What? This can't happen. A hero never fails. I must retreat. Yes, a tactical retreat. A noble retreat. So that the Justicar may live to save another day. Huh? Oh my God. Oh my God. It had its last laugh. I suppose the apex wasn't finished yet. And it seems that Virgin, in his cowardly haste, neglected to look skyward was an unfortunate accident. Heh. Or fate delivering his just desserts. Oh my God. If I had a patient that eyes were doing that in front of me, I'd be like, oh, shit. Well, you've been picked up by 2 dancers, bro. You're screwed. He claimed to be Radazan's savior, yet he sowed only discontent among his people. Perhaps someday, in his sunless gaol, he'll give him time to reflect upon the errors of his ways. And now I finally recovered the perch of the apex, thanks to coming far with me, Siegfried. Yay! The battle was hard and fought, but we made it through. Berezin is responsible for the Radiant Host now. And now that I have done what I pledged to do, I must return home and bring good tidings to my mother and father. Yet before I do so, there are many others I must thank. In the meantime, can I count on you to meet my family in a one final farewell? My parents will surely be glad to see you again. Sure, I'll spend in our 2,000 gold to fly across the world. Only $2,000. The shake for you got like 3.7 million. Guess that's fair. Yo, if any of the items in my inventory, like I have a couple on like rare items that I threw up on the thing for like millions of gold. Those ever sell, I'll be set. I didn't expect to see you in so soon. Is Topeka well? She's dead! Just dead. She really did it, and the man who stole our sacred treasure will answer for his deeds. Look, she's right there. Father, Mother, it's good to see you. I'm sure Siegfried has already told you what happened. I couldn't be revived our treasure without him. So we had heard, yet Siegfried also told us of your wits and bravery were essential for your success. On behalf of our whole village, I thank you for guiding Topeka to in our quest, Siegfried. Now the perch of the apex must be returned and put under the careful guard of me once again. The story of the Tyrol demise proves that we are not meant to wield the power its own. I'm sorry, Father, but I disagree. Once I return to the village, I want to tell everyone what happened in Thavnir. They need to know that the treasure is capable of, or else we risk forgetting once again. I won't deny that the apex power is dangerous. I saw with my own eyes what happened when it is wielded with abandon. Yet, during the course of our search, I also saw potential. If we fully understood how it worked, we could use it without risk to evolving ourselves. We could turn something we once feared into our advantage, instead of letting it become obscured in legend. I can see the reason for that. We must be ever ready for danger, even in the times of peace. Should our safety be threatened, the treasure may grant us a means to protect ourselves. But can we be trusted to use it responsibly? Great power breeds great desire. Someone with some ambition as may arise again, perhaps from among our own. I dare say that once I regulated them with the rise and fall of the Justicar, they'll think twice before following his misguided footsteps. As our forebears relied on the legendary Tyrol's fate to forbid treasure use, we can rely on the story of Tyrol's fate to urge caution, and this time we have someone who lived through it to tell the tale. Of course, I'm going to be guiding people to the safe use of a potential dangerous treasure. I see no choice but to inherit my father's position as guardian. Some may raise an eyebrow at the prospect of loose lips Topeki serve at the perch of an apex predator, but I've grown from my mistakes. And who's better to tell the tale of and Topeki's failures? Smiling nod. Your only mistake was to entrusting the same as I and many others, but unlike you, you have the willpower to overcome your own failings. Over the course of your long and arduous journey, you've gained a wealth of experience, and your efforts have finally been rewarded. You took responsibility for your actions, and by doing so proved your conviction to our people. They shall listen to the prosperation of an open mind, I am certain. Now we must say farewell. As much as it pains me to do so, I owe you a debt I can never hope to repay. Once I return to my village, I'll do the utmost to protect these treasures we worked so hard to retrieve. Until next we meet, may fortune smile upon you. Bye. Bye. I'm leaving my wife here. No, I'm leaving too. I'm leaving my wife here. Yay! Reach for the apex. Alright. So unfortunately that makes it almost 2 a.m. guys. So with that I have to call it here because we are streaming tomorrow morning. Because we have to switch to our daytimes due to the fact that overnight work! Yay! That's why I'm so tired right now. Because I'm doing the flip back to overnight. Oh, God. I'm tired. So tomorrow morning when we play, we are going to either do physical DPS or we're going to do, well, ranged, or one of these two is going to go off. Probably going to be the Mechanist. And then on Monday morning, we'll do the other one. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do on Tuesday. Well, other than that, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Hopefully, I will see you then. Until then, have a great rest of your evening. Good night, everyone. Mutton!